Alright, I'm back to make Week 5 fantasy football picks. If anyone saw the last video where I made the picks for Week 4, you'd know it was an absolute fucking disaster. I scored 113 points, I believe. I ended up placing just under 40,000th out of 140,000 entries. So yeah, we were pretty close to winning big money. We were very close to first place. Right on the cusp, right on the brink. I think this week will be a little bit better, so I'm going to get right into the picks. For my quarterback this week, I am going to go with Teddy Bridgewater. Atlanta's on the verge of using their defensive linemen to play cornerback and safety at this point because they're just dropping like flies. It is a nightmare over there. They just have absolutely nothing. I'm looking for Teddy Bridgewater to take advantage of that and have a pretty big game. He might throw for 15, 20 touchdowns on Sunday. Who knows? We'll see. For my first running back, I'm going to go Josh Jacobs. I just have a good feeling about Jacobs this week going up against Kansas City. I'm expecting somewhat of a shootout. I think Josh Jacobs will be involved quite a bit, and I think he'll have a pretty good game. My next running back, I'm going James Robinson again. He had a solid game last week. I was expecting a lot more, but Houston currently sits at the worst rush defense in the NFL. I think they've allowed over 700 yards or more already, so I think Robinson's going to take advantage. He's going to get a lot of touches, not only carrying the ball, but in the pass game. I think he's going to have a pretty good game. First wide receiver will be Justin Jefferson. Again, I said this in the last video, Seattle's pass defense is fucking ass cheeks. It really is, and I'm looking for Justin Jefferson to spread those ass cheeks. I wouldn't be surprised if he had over 100 yards, maybe even 150 yards. I know Adam Thielen will probably be involved big time, but I would not be surprised if Jefferson had a big game. He's coming off 2 straight 100-yard games. I'm looking for him to have a three-peat. For my second receiver, I'm going to go Darius Slayton of the Giants. I know I said last week that the Giants offense, I mean, they literally cannot do shit. They can't. For Daniel Jones, it's either throw a pick or hand the ball off. I mean, that's what it seems like. Slayton has probably been the lone bright spot in that offense. And Dallas just likes to make every game a shootout, apparently. So assuming they do it again, I'm looking for Slayton to be heavily involved. I know Slayton's had a couple bad games after that breakout first game, but this would definitely be the game where he comes back and has a breakout game again. Because holy shit, Dallas's defense is trying to compete with Seattle in terms of who can be the shittiest. For my last receiver, I'm going to go T. Higgins. Some people might not know about T. Higgins, but he's on the rise in Cincinnati. Tyler Boyd would be my first option here, but I think Higgins is going to get quite a few red zone opportunities. I don't think Baltimore is going to blow him out. I actually think this will be a closer game than people think. I think Cincinnati's going to throw a shit ton, and I'm looking for Higgins to have at least 1 touchdown. I think he will. I think he'll have at least 1 touchdown this week. I don't know about yardage. Yardage he might lack, but I'm looking for him to at least score. Moving on to tight end, I'm going to select the first option here in George Kittle because holy fuck did he have a game last Sunday. In my year-long league, I was literally down 2 points at the start of Sunday Night Football, and I ended up losing by over 40 points because George Kittle put up over 40 points in fantasy. I mean, it was insane. I expected Zach Ertz to fucking put up that line, not George Kittle. I mean, I know George Kittle is a much better tight end, but like I said in the last video, Philadelphia was about to hold fucking tryouts for a wide receiver because they just have nothing. But no, it ended up being the tight end on the opposing side, George Kittle, having the big monstrous game. That was unbelievable. So I'm going to go George Kittle here. I don't think he's going to repeat the performance that he had last week, but I think he's going to go for over 100 yards and probably a touchdown. That's my opinion. So I have a lot of confidence in George Kittle this week. My flex option, which is actually going to be a running back, is going to be Antonio Gibson. He is emerging as a pretty good pass catching back now, and it looks like he's going to get a lot more red zone opportunities. He's just going to be on the field a lot. He's going to get a lot of touches, and he's proven to be pretty solid so far. I think I'm looking for him to have a good game. Again, the Rams defense hasn't been anything special. I know they played the Giants last week. I think Washington's offense is just a touch better than New York's. I mean, just about everyone is better than the Giants. And if McLaurin doesn't play this week due to his magical injury that just appeared out of nowhere, then I'm going to expect Gibson to have a pretty big game. Last but not least, the defense. I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers this week. Pittsburgh's defense overall has just been crazy good. And Philadelphia's offensive line, they definitely allow a lot of pressure. Pittsburgh brings the pressure. Definitely going to be a lot of pressure here. And Carson Wentz has not looked good this year. I mean, we might be looking at Josh McCown having to come back here, or them trying to trade for Nick Foles, because he has not been good this year. I think Pittsburgh's going to end up sacking him quite a bit. They might force a couple turnovers. It's not looking good for Philly, in my opinion, this game. So yeah, these are my picks for this week. I'm definitely looking forward to winning big money. Hopefully you guys can do the same. Later.